your fingers to the bones. Well, see this little gadget? Well, that kind of helps me get my work done, but I kind of grate my fingers to the bone, if you know what I mean. Well, you have to be a little bit careful because anytime I serve you something red, you never know how I've made it. Little accidents like this, it's not too bad. It's just a little blood. If you're like me and you kind of grate your fingers to the bone to the death, then do I have a product for you and me. It's product testing time in Nettie's kitchen, and you're going to see why I have turned my blood into tears and then into joy. Blood and tears into joy. That's right. I have this new electric mandolin, and we're going to make some Nettie's famous Pico De Gallo with my electric mandolin. And I am having to wear my special glasses because these glasses have now become my protective glasses for when I'm doing my glasswork and cooking in the kitchen. And usually there's not much difference. You can tell by my nose. I've had to wait to heal up my fingers to do the product testing. And so, the thing about my nose is that I was so excited when I opened this. I flipped open the package and got a paper cut on my nose. I was looking in so close. Well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. On with the demonstration. So here we go, folks. You don't need to look at me because you got this beautiful product right here. And look at I shouldn't show you that till I tell you who it's made by. I have to turn it this way because I'm right-handed, but it's Cook's Essentials. And I think I found out that this was sold on QVC. Well, I got it at Goodwill for $14.99. Well, the original price on these were about 75 buckaroos, and here I got it for like 15 bucks, and no taxes in Oregon. And so, I thought, what the helicopter? Why don't I just try it and see if I like it? Because you know what Nettie makes? Let me tell you what I make. I make Pico De Gallo, and it's an original recipe from Puerto Vallarta, one of my favorite places in the world. And, since I can't be there, we make it quite often. And it's so simple. It's more simple than you'd know, because everybody wants to put in all this gunk. But when I go to Puerto Vallarta and they serve it up in less than 10 minutes, is because they use only fresh ingredients and not that much. Now, one of the things I don't use is jalapenos. Jalapenos I'm allergic to. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't keep eating things you're allergic to, because you can end up with lips like mine. So when I accidentally eat one, or I just think, well, I'll try it again, my lips swell up, and my mouth swells up, and my tongue swells up, and I end up talking like this. Well, let's try a jalapeno right now. Well, you'll be in trouble because I wouldn't be able to share my recipe. Well, that's the truth. And you could die. So I don't have one of those epicureal pens that you use in the kitchen just in case you're allergic. I think it's kind of a smart thing that they did, because so many allergies are food allergies. So to put the two words together, an EpiPen stands for epicurical. Epicure. Well, a kitchen pen. So anyway, back to this. Here we go. Look at this baby. Get a close look at this. We have all these blades. You take this off. Whoop! Take this out first, because all my blades are here. This is a little cuber. We're going to be using that. And they call it cuber because I think maybe they have Pico De Gallo and cuber also. That's what President Kennedy would have gotten, this Pico De Gallo and cuber. Now, be very, 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 very careful of these, because they can do the same thing as that other thing did to me. So Jimmy says to always wear my protective glasses and to put these someplace where I can't touch them in the meantime. Here we go. Good enough? Okay. So what you're going to get yourself, I'm not set up really good yet. So we're just going to do this really quick. I'm just going to make a small batch just so you can see how easy it is. Let's just do 3 tomatoes to begin with. So we're just gonna plop a tomato down in there. Make sure you've washed it and start chopping. Here we go. Look how fast this goes. See that? Now I'm gonna lower it so you can see the other one. We're doing 3 right now. Here we go. Now tell me why somebody wouldn't want this gadget. I know gadgets aren't the thing to do for minimalists, but you know what? I am a minimalist. I'm trying to minimize the amount of cuts and scars I get from making my Pico De Gallo. Here we go. So now, onions, just as easy. Put those onions in there. We're just going to try about 1/3 of an onion right now. White onion, Roma tomatoes. Look at that! Then you eyeball it. There's obviously not enough onions. So I've added, about a half of a big white onion. Let's just take that out and take a little stir. Get my little wooden spoon. I love my handy dandy wooden spoon. And so we're gonna just check that out. Well, now I've put too much in. All I have to do is do 1 more tomato. And you know, it changes. It doesn't matter. You can leave them all in there and you don't have to change the blade. Let's go. I mean, what's that taken? Other than having to stop and get another tomato and get another bit of onion, it's all done. The only thing left I have to do is get the cilantro. But first, let me rinse this. Now, here's the easy part. You know, I hate cleaning up my food processors, and I hate cleaning up my old Mandoline, because that's when I got most of my slices and dices on my fingers. But watch this. You simply slide this off, pull out your blades, like this. You go run those under the sink, and here is the easy part of all. All the extra stuff that doesn't go in, you know, it takes off the hard parts. That's it. You just run them under the sink and put it back. I think this is handy dandy. Now a quick rinse and now I'm putting it back together. That's how easy it is. You slide it in. See, you slide this in. There's a mixture. You can do julienne and all that. I'm not going to do all the kinds of things you can do because I'm trying to get this done. You fit this into the slot. Whoops. No wonder it's not working. You got to put this baby on first. It all matches. It's so easy to figure out. I just can't believe it, how lucky I am. So now we're going to do an experiment because I would like to see if my cilantro will kind of like chop up in here. Let me get it. Let me tell you a little secret. I used to hate cilantro. At least I thought I did. And then, you know what? After going to Mexico and finding out that some of the hidden flavor in their food was simply a little bit of cilantro, well, I got brave and I tried it. And so you have to remember that you may not like something individually. Like my sissy does not like onions, but she really loved my Pico De Gallo. I said, well, you know what makes the Pico De Gallo is the onions, the cilantro, and the tomatoes. She only likes the tomatoes. So I taught her a thing or two by just showing her what she could do with a combination of flavors. And that's kind of how we mature in our flavors. So here we go. I'm going to take a bunch of the cilantro and we're going to stuff it down in here. And this is an experiment. If I were Jacques Pepin and I had a handy dandy little 8-inch chef knife, I could just chop this stuff up so fast, and that's what I usually do. But with a 16-inch chef knife, that's horrible. Anyway, let's see what happens. Why not? Whoop, got to put it on right. And we got it. There we go. So now, see, that's what I really like about this is it tells me when I'm doing something wrong because it doesn't let me do anything. Well, it doesn't turn on unless everything's in place. And the other thing I have to put in place is this. A lot of safety features. Let's try it. Well, I think my George pecan way is probably better. Let's check it. Yeah, well, that was a mess. Okay, well, we'll just finish chopping that up. Well, why I don't usually like to show you how to chop it is because I use this thing and it's a little scary. And, I kind of have to chop it to death. So I thought maybe that would be gentler. But all that did was mush it, and we want it to taste fresh. Although, having a little bit of cilantro in there is actually going to add a little more flavor. And you just do this by look. And so I'm going to chop a little bit, and then I'll show you what we do with it. Okay, so just do that. Sounds bad because it does. It does. Okay. So you just dump it in and start stirring. And so, it just needs to look like confetti. And I think we can put just a little bit more in. Woo! Drop my soda water. Well, this segment brought to you by my black cherry soda water. They're not really sponsoring me, but black cherry soda water brought to you was also going to clean my floor. Hang on, I got a mop. Most people have a fire hydrant in the kitchen. Well, I do, but I have to have a mop too. And always, whenever you spill, mop it up right away so you don't go slipping around the kitchen onto the tile. And, well, Nettie has to employ her mop quite often. Same with my Band-Aids. Okay, here we go. A little bit more cilantro here. And here's a tip from Mr. Jacques Papillon, is that once you get done chopping all these things off, put the stems in a freezer in a Ziploc bag, and then when you need a little bit of a cilantro taste, you chop them up frozen. If you chop them up frozen, it adds a little bit of that cilantro flavor. There's a lot of flavor in those stems, and they're easy to chop up fine when they're frozen. So that segment brought to you by Mr. Jacques Papillon. He's such a good chef. Okay, I think this is going to be enough. Can you see that? So normally I'm pretty lazy with the next step, and that's with a lime. And I usually use lime juice because sometimes I make this actually with some canned diced tomatoes when it's in the winter time. You can't get good tomatoes, and then I just use whatever I have, and it's okay. Jacques Papillon taught me that too. So just squeeze the juice of a lime in, depending on the batch, And if you use lime juice, the secret to that is you don't have to salt it quite as much because lime enhances the flavor of salt. That's why your margarita's so good. Okay, so here, just about a teaspoon of salt. And we start with that because you have to test it. And this is my favorite part, is testing it. So let's just stir it. So what we have in here so far is 4 Roma tomatoes and about 2/3 of a large white onion. That's it. That's it. Lime, cilantro, chopped cilantro, and salt. And I use a good kosher salt. And normally you'd let that set for, maybe half an hour before you test it, but who can wait? Okay, I gotta take this. No, normally a good chef lays out all of her ingredients before the segment. But not me, not today. I'm in a hurry. So here we go. This is it. That's Pico De Gallo. Makes the boo-boo on my nose all worth it. So what I did notice is that it needs to be stirred some more, because the salt wasn't all in there. That's what I mean. You need to let it set, because salt takes a few minutes. But I can kind of tell that I have enough salt. And then you have to always remember that your tortilla chips, and try to get as authentic as possible in the States. And you probably have local places that have really good. Oh, I still have a little open wound and it burns with that lime, but it's always a reminder to be careful. Okay, here we go. So good. Thank you for joining me today in my... Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. I can't help myself. If I had a margarita, I could wash it down. Okay, well, it's time to end this. Always remember how much Nettie loves you, and that sometimes being the light is showing to other people little gadgets and little make life easier things. And for me, this electric mandolin is going to make me a lot of Pico De Gallo. Ole! Okay. Oh, ole, okay. Nettie loves you. Bye-bye. Where's that? Boy. Jimmy, come here and try this. If you want to see more of these educational videos from Nettie, if you subscribe, then Nettie will be around for a long time. Well, please subscribe.